Hey there, Taurus Sun, Taurus Moon, Taurus Rising. Welcome to your Spilling of the Tea reading. We're going to use the tea leaf. We're going to use both of these. Oh, there we go. I wanted 3, and we have 3. We're going to see what Spirit has to talk to us about today, and then we'll do the 9-card spread to see which ones we're going to use. And it's one of these. Hold on. All right, there we go. We're talking about February. So either recently in February or in an upcoming February. And so you are known for doing your long-term planning. And so this may have something to do with a long-term plan that you are working on for next February, because we have the card of wealth to go with this. And so we're talking about money. Nothing Taurus likes better than to talk about money. So let's see here. We've got the cobweb. Oh, love this. You are protected from negative forces beyond your control. So your wealth is protected from negative forces beyond your control. So if you had some kind of a downturn in February, or if you are trying to safeguard your financial situation over the course of the next year, you have a lot of safe, protective energy here. And then we have dogs and cats. I just heard it's raining dogs and cats. Okay, so that phrase is interesting because that would be like a downpour. That was when they would have sod houses and they would build them into the side of like a hill or something. The animals would graze on the top, right? And so then when it would start raining and get really slippery, and it wasn't just the dogs or the cats, they would just like slide off this thing. And so it almost feels like an incoming amount of wealth. It's raining dogs and cats, like there's a downpour coming in because you're safe and protected. But I do want to point out, you have getting together with friends, that's the dogs, but the cat says to be aware of two-faced friends. And so there's going to be a need for you to pay attention to who you're associating with, and I don't know that has anything to do with your wealth. Let's get into the cards and see. While I'm getting the cards out, I want to thank you so much for supporting this channel. I do have a bit of a cold. I'm a little under the weather. So if my voice sounds funky, that is why. So if you will hit the thumbs up, that would be awesome. And also, in the description box below, you will find the link to my Facebook group, and people who are members of my Facebook and they comment on this video are in the drawing for a free reading I do every month. So you could get that in time for your birthday. Okay, so this is interesting. Are these both for that? Okay. So that's that. Okay, that one doesn't. Okay. All right, overall energy of these swords. We're using the Book of Shadows 2. She's actually going through a filing cabinet. It is tax time here in the United States, and I think in Canada. I don't know where else they have taxes. So you may be going through your financial records right now. And it might be that you're finding things that you're like, hey, I need to pay attention to that, because next year that might be a way I can safeguard myself and to get more things out of it. The overall energy here, look, they're fighting over the books. The books are open, and we have the 5 of Wands here. And so their calendar is out, the computer is out. This looks like a disagreement between generations. Oh, interesting. Look, it is a mom and dad, and looks like the daughter and her son there, right? And they seem to be fighting over generational wealth. Interesting. So sometimes we have to take care of our parents, right? And so there becomes this thing where, you know, how do you make sure there's enough money? Like, can you help them have enough money to get to the end of their life? It is something that definitely there's some real, but you are protected. I think that is an important thing to remember. You are protected, but there is some definite conflict around that area, because here we have the Ten of Pentacles and what you're seeking information about, and that is generational wealth. And so there is some conflict that perhaps has come up around around distribution of wealth within the family, whether this is through, I'm sorry to say this part, but through the loss of a loved one, and in which case you have my condolences, or this is the loss of health, which again, you have my sincere, heartfelt understanding of that. These are difficult times, and it's about navigating your way through it and having these conversations. So the challenge here is the Hierophant, and the Ten of Cups. And so the challenge here is emotional, and it's about doing what is right. It is about what's doing right. But okay, so that's the Ten of Cups, but it's a wedding ceremony. And so again, it comes down to family stuff. And here we have someone purchasing something. So the Hierophant, they're actually deciding how to spend their money. And so this wealth question is going to come up a lot. So either something was brought to your attention in February, something came up and you had to start dealing with it back in February, or it's over the course of this year as you plan ahead for something that is coming up that you could see, like someone's getting ready to retire, like people are becoming eligible for different like Medicare or whatever. And so how can you get all the paperwork done, and what is the best way to move the money around to protect your wealth to the greatest degree seems to be a real conversation here. Here we have the Queen of Cups. And so for some of you, this really has been because of a loss of a loved one in the family, because here somebody is trying to console someone else who is feeling like they're having a really difficult time managing their emotional energy. The action to take, we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles, okay, so with the Five of Pentacles, there feels like a sense of scarcity. Like you're not sure you have enough, right? She's out in the woods and she's in the snow and she's trying to decide what to do. But here, look, the little gnomes there, that's her spirit guide. They're trying to help her to see which way to go. That's really important, that there is help available for you, right? It could come in the form of your friends, someone that you know, someone that you are close to, but beware of the two-faced friends. And so that could also be two-faced members of the family who are really just looking out for themselves instead of looking out for what is for the greatest good of all. In your heart space, you have the Six of Cups, and the Six of Cups definitely is in your heart space. This is soulmate energy, and this is a wanting to emotionally be there for people, and at the same time also how do you fill up your own cup of love. And the outgoing card though is this Two of Pentacles. I love that. Okay, the Two of Pentacles here, she is baking. She's not cooking, she's baking. And there's a difference. When you cook, it's art. You can throw a little bit of this in, a little bit of that in. When I'm making dinner, I never measure anything. I'm like, oh, just throw some of this in, throw some of that in, whatever, right? It's, oh, that sounds good, I'll throw that in, right? But baking is science. And I feel like whatever it is that you're doing here requires a very particular way of doing it. In the area of resources, you have the King of Swords. So here she's following a recipe, and up here in the area of resources, there's good management. And Taurus, I'm going to guess you're the manager. I'm going to guess you pretty much know what you need to know. That being said, you may need additional help. So maybe talking to an investor. Well, I just heard lawyer, but estate lawyer. Thank you. Someone who does estate planning. Maybe this is your own estate planning that you're doing because you've recently watched this happen into one of your close family or friends or somebody like that, and you're like, wow, I need to do something to make sure everybody's safe and protected. And so this is going to be a lot on your mind. And here at tax season, we tend to look at our finances a little more and we think, okay, so what can I do to pay less taxes next year? How can I protect more of my income? And so that might be something that's really in your mind. What's draining your energy? We have the 9 of Wands. And so, I really do think that you've been burning the midnight oil. You've been burning the candle at both ends, trying to sort through and sort out the situation. Before when I was picking the cards, I always use my pendulum and spirit picks the cards, okay? And they picked the Angel of Abundance cards, and I thought, oh, we're going to talk about money today? And so we are. You actually are going to have several that come out here. And so, first off, we have the card of soulmates. So we are definitely talking about protecting loved ones. Whether it is your parents, whether it is your children, whether it is your significant other. There's something in the forefront of your mind around wealth protection, but it is you're doing this with the 6 of chalices here. You're doing this for the people that you care about. And so this is... this feels very not selfish. It feels very much from a really grounded heart space center of wanting to do the right thing. So you have the card of deservingness, the power of prayer. So again, ask for the help that you need. Okay, so maybe you're really confused. Maybe there's a lot of documents, especially if a parent has passed and you don't know where they've kept everything, or if you haven't been really open in communication with your significant other and they pass and you can't even find the paper trail and all the pieces of it and put it together. So ask Spirit to send you the right people. I'm always in the right place at the right time with the right people and the right opportunities. Who do you need to come in to help you with this? And there's this sense of deservingness. You are a beloved child of God, and like everyone else, and you deserve to receive the support that will allow you to focus upon your divine life purpose, even if you can't yet recognize your lovable qualities. Trust that God and the angels can see how amazing you truly are, and you have attracting, not chasing. And so this ability to create and to create the nest egg. It feels like a nest egg. The nest egg, to protect as much of this as you want, that is done through attracting, asking for what you want and waiting for the universe to bring it. And that does not mean that you are not following the recipe. That does not mean that you're not going through the book. So that does not mean that you're not taking necessary steps. I'm not saying you sit on your couch and go, oh yeah, no, it'll be taken care of, right? Then you become like that guy that said God would save him from the flood waters and refused to get into the boats, right? That you don't want to be that. But what you do want to be is open to receiving the help and the guidance. And so that requires a little bit of being willing to listen to other ideas and insights and seeking the kind of valuable information that you need. So we have Pyrite. My confidence is rock solid. I take positive action to manifest my goals. It says maintain an organized approach to life, manifest goals with ease, experience a solid foundation by being solid and focused, and realize financial freedom. These cards are not all about money, the crystal cards, but yet you got one about money. So this is definitely hot on your mind. It is easy for me to maintain overall well-being and conscious habits of health, green aventurine, maintain a healthy heart, improve beliefs about good health and overall well-being, increase healthy outlooks on all levels, mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually. And so I look again at this 9 of Wands as draining your energy. It feels like you're trying to do everything all by yourself and that you could really use some guidance and maybe take a little step back and allow other people, 5 of Wands, other people to have their input and see how it feels. Let it sit for a few minutes, hours, maybe a day or two, to see how you really feel about it before making a decision on whether that works or not. Because it could totally be different from what you're used to doing. In Taurus, you don't really easily move from one idea to the other. It takes time. So allow the time to happen, to give it an opportunity. Don't just out of hand say, no, that doesn't work. Say, okay, I heard you. I am going to actually, and then you actually do, consider what you had to say and see what I think about that in a day or two, and create some space for you to just ruminate a little bit on it. So, wow, this is going to be a very interesting time frame for you. But I want you to be reminded, you are protected. You are protected from negative forces beyond your control. You are protected, and I know you're going to figure it out because over here in the outgoing cards, somebody's managing things quite well, and somebody's following the recipe to bring something to perfection. When you're baking, if you follow the recipe, the food comes out right. If you don't follow the recipe, I've never had a good experience when I don't follow the recipe right when I'm baking. So, all right, you guys take really good care of yourselves. Check out what's going on over on Facebook. I do intuitive astrology over there. And again, become a member over there and comment here, and you'll be in the drawing for a free reading. You guys take great care. I'll talk to you soon.